If that's your winning face, I'd hate to see you lose.
We underestimated the Constant.
Yeah, he's a glorified desk clerk.
He's not just after the money. He wants it all.
We caught him once, we can do it again. And, well, we're not the ones who let him escape.
You still don't trust her.
I don't like executive decision makers. Look, you don't have to follow her, you know? Soon, this will be over. Maybe it's time to think about the future. You have to face the possibility that there's no going back. If the ICA knows what you did...
She'll make it right. She always does.
We have a fix on Carlisle. Come on. We've got a plane to catch. I hope you like the rain, 47.
Miss Burnwood.
How did you...
I have everyone's number. You really ought to know by now.
You planned this? All of it?
Don't be silly. I just played the hand I was dealt.
We'll find you.
You had me. Where'd that get you?
We handed you an empire.
It's for the best. The partners were complacent, set in their ways. But power is more than just security. Providence can be an agent of change. Surely you understand. Or you will. Soon enough.
She came home.
Carlisle's lost an empire. You fall hard enough, you tend to be reminded of what truly matters. So, the end of the line. You ready for this?
Are you? Who will you be, without a score to settle?
I guess the world's most wanted fugitive will have to do.
Alexa Carlisle is dead. According to the funeral invitation, that is. So naturally, it caused quite a stir when the late matriarch turned up at the breakfast table, alive and kicking. Carlisle, wisely sensing that her number is up, has emerged from exile to tie up loose ends and secure the Carlisle legacy. She may be a monster, but you have to admire her due diligence. Carlisle descends from an ancient line of warrior aristocrats. Her great-grandfather made a killing in the Second Opium War and established an empire in shipping, railroads, and newspaper publishing. While largely unknown to the public, the family still asserts its quiet dominance over global transport and logistics, media, and technology. Most senior of the partners, Alexa Carlisle, is cold as ice, tough as nails, and sharp as a razor. Incidentally, it was her late father who first brought the three families together after the end of World War II at this very house, meaning that this gentleman is the birthplace of Providence.
It began here, and it ends here. Talk about poetic.
One more thing. According to our intel, Carlisle keeps a case file on the Constant. Information that may be helpful in his recapture, so don't leave the estate without it.
Right. Happy hunting, 47. See you on the other side.
Thornbridge Manor. The Carlisle family's home for countless generations. The Revenant Alexa Carlisle and her 3 adult children, younger brother Zachary, grandson, and daughter-in-law, are all gathered to conduct Carlisle's sham funeral. Curiously, Carlyle summoned a famous London PI soon after arriving this morning, but his purpose at Thornbridge is yet unclear. Now, the target knows that you're coming, and her guard detail is top-notch. So Mr. Gray will secure their nearby field HQ and intercept all calls going in and out of the estate. Any appeal for backup is going to fall on very deaf ears. Good luck, gentlemen.
Phineas Whitmer, private investigator. I have an appointment with Madame Carlyle. Please wait.
Mr. Whitmer is here to see Madame Carlyle. You can go right in.
That is Phineas Whitmer, the famous private investigator hired by Madame Carlyle this morning. I'm curious why he's here. Maybe you should do some detecting yourself, 47.
Madame Carlyle.
Please do.
If you follow me. I know I oughtn't say anything, but I'm so relieved you're here. Everything's just so strange. Preparing for Madame's funeral, and then she turns up alive. But then the awful business with her brother Zachary, and all this security. I've never seen a place guarded like this, and I dare say I don't like it at all.
Oh, by the way, I told Kate about this text.
What did she say?
Well, I thought she'd be mad at me, but she thanked me. Said she understood the position I was in. We had a really good talk about it, actually.
So, I
what
just
did I
need to
tell
check.
you? She's a
That's a bit
sensible
excessive,
woman.
I think.
And that stuff is
Considering the fact that I spotted
manipulation
no less than
101.
2 weeks to get
I know,
inside the house
I know.
Unseen.
We
I
know
guess
what
I
we're doing,
thought she
so
was
don't
going to
worry
read
about
into
that.
them and freak out. Say I must have done something to provoke her.
Shit, man. Caroline really did a number on you.
Mr. Whitmer, thank you for coming on such short notice. A great tragedy has fallen upon us, and I need a quick resolution, handled with absolute discretion.
Results and discretion are my speciality.
Very well. I suppose you will want to start at the crime scene.
In my experience, a thorough examination of a potential crime scene is half the job done.
Good. Fernsby will take over from here.
I am Mr. Fernsby, the butler. Madame Carlyle has asked me to assist you in any way possible. Mr. Whitmer, I understand that you've traveled from London. Would you care for some refreshments? Or do you prefer to go straight to Mr. Zachary's sleeping quarters?
I prefer to get started.
As you wish. If you'll follow me, sir. I feel obliged to point out that current affairs surrounding Madame Carlyle are of a delicate nature. You may be familiar with the recent announcement of her death. You will probably learn that a staged funeral is scheduled to take place tomorrow. Madame's children were not informed until this morning that their mother was in fact not dead at all. So please bear with them if they seem affected by the rather unusual situation. I trust I do not need to remind you that there will be consequences if word gets out that Madame Carlyle is still alive.
I'll consider her dead when I leave.
Before you inspect the crime scene, I will tell you this. The case concerns the death of Mr. Zachary, Madame Carlyle's younger brother. He was found dead in his bed this morning. The door was locked from the inside, and a suicide letter was found in his room. However, Madame Carlyle suspects foul play and will not accept that he took his own life.
A locked room murder mystery, 47. I trust you'll get to the bottom of this. Why don't you use your camera to scan the dead body, 47?
Throat markings indicate a rare, short-lived plant poison killed him. Spread shows time of death at around 10 o'clock last night.
You do know your poisons, 47. Zachary was shopping for new Wellingtons last night. Not exactly what you would expect from someone suicidal.
A hidden door.
It's a secret passage. This could explain how the door was locked from the inside. A photocopy of the floor plans. Somebody's been researching the secret ins and outs of Thornbridge Manor. I think the crime scene has more clues, 47.
Oh, stop pacing, for God's sake, Emma.
But why don't we get any kind of explanation? It's bloody rude, that's what it is. Come here and say.
Mr. Fernsby, I'm done with the crime scene.
Did you establish a time of death?
No.
Please come and see me when you have.
Greetings, sir.
Zachary's suicide note. Also, a sample of handwriting. It could be relevant to compare to other samples to establish its authenticity. I believe you've done a thorough search of the crime scene, 47. Maybe it's time to see the butler. I'm curious about the information he's prepared for you.
Mr. Fernsby, I'm done with the crime scene.
Did you establish a time of death?
Zachary died around 10 o'clock last night.
Well, that means the staff were off duty. And Madame Carlyle and her security didn't arrive until this morning. That leaves Madame's family and myself as the only persons here when he died. And before you ask, no, I do not have an alibi. I was alone in my office at the time of death. Here's the material that I prepared for you. It's a list of the possible suspects and their quarters. Hopefully that will help you keep track of your findings. Please come and see me when you've solved the case, and I will take you to Madame Carlyle.
Patrick Carlyle.
Wash his car twice?
Can you tell me where you were yesterday evening?
Shit, it's that sneaky butler, isn't it? He ratted me out. Elaine, give us some privacy, would you? Don't tell Mother, okay? She's really tense these days, and the last thing I need is more hassle. I took that pretty blonde, Rosie, for an evening stroll. I mean, how the fuck am I expected to cope for an entire weekend in this shithole? I'm bored out of my mind. If that's all, I think I'll get back to my slow death.
What did you think of Zachary?
Creepy as hell. No ambition. Imagine deciding to live in a museum. You know, Father says Zachary and Alexa used to be two of a kind. He had a great future ahead of him. Then suddenly, he just gave up everything. What an idiot. Thank God Daddy chose looks and brains over pedigree when he married Mummy. I don't have to worry about the inbreeding so customary in these circles. So, is that it?
Did you see anything suspicious last night?
No. I reckon Zachary topped himself. I know I would have. Or perhaps Mr. Fernsby. I don't like him. He could have done it. Just remembered I went for a stroll behind the greenhouse last night. Maybe that's where it is.
What is?
My lost button. The one you couldn't find at the graveyard.
Al, good idea. Yes.
Fitzpatrick token to Madame Carlyle's daughter.
Did you find out that the vote was notarized? How the hell did that happen? No, we all signed it. I gave it to him in person. He says he got it notarized the very same day. Right, listen. You go to their office and ask the sheriff. Best they thought.
Emma Carlyle, can you tell me where you were yesterday evening?
Surely I'm not a suspect.
I need to account for everyone.
Well, I spent the evening with my family, but I got an awful migraine and had to take to bed. Everyone can attest to that. I believe I went up when the boys sat down for a drink around 8 o'clock. Anything else you want to know?
How did you feel about Zachary?
I might as well be honest. His presence was always awkward. But how do you have a meaningful conversation with a man who only cares about plants? In my opinion, Alexa bears some responsibility for how this ended. She supported his self-limiting behavior by letting him live here. Is that all?
Have you noticed anything else out of the ordinary?
Nothing special comes to mind. Except, perhaps, I did get a feeling that Zachary was depressed, not just sad. I suppose he realized that he had no one with Alexa gone. Even Alexa must feel the pangs of guilt over that one, letting him believe she was dead. Then again, guilt isn't her strong suit.
Gregory Carlyle, can you tell me where you were yesterday evening?
Oh, you're wondering about my alibi, Mr. Detective. Well, I left Thornbridge around 8:30 for a pint with Edward. I wish I hadn't. Quiz night at the inn. On the other hand, staying here with Zachary, my obnoxious sister, and the wife sporting another one of her headaches would have been a fate worse than death. The short of it, Zachary was very much alive when we left. I stayed for the last shout, and I was back here just before midnight. Anything else you want to pry from my intricate intellect?
Tell me about Zachary.
Zach? Huh. Such a sad old sod. A bit heavy on the bottle, but who could blame him? Only company he had was his rare plants and mother, who travels more than she stays here. Honestly, I can't say which is the bigger bore. He's better off dead. Is that all? Not
anything else you'd like to tell me?
Nothing, really. I'm just enjoying the show. Our perfect mother obviously fucked up, didn't she? Faking her own death. You know, she's explained nothing to us. I think she's scared to own up to her own mistake.
Just keep calm.
Yeah, keep it real.
Mental health, Emma. But sorry, I'm having too much fun enjoying the circus.
Hello there, sir.
Rebecca Carlyle, can you tell me about yesterday evening?
We don't really see much of each other, my brothers and I. I suppose it takes our mother's funeral to bring us together, and even then, it's not like we sit on each other's laps. Now, let's see. Patrick, Gregory's son, disappeared straight after dinner. You know, I think he might be in some sort of trouble. Edward wanted to go as well, but Gregory convinced him to stay for a few drinks before they went off for a pint at the local at 9:15. I swear Gregory enjoys Edward's discomfort over staying here. I had a conference call with my New York office at 9, so I spent 3 hours on my laptop in my room and went straight to bed afterwards. I don't know about Emma. She did act a bit strange. You know, I bet she was making lists for changes needing to be done once she gets her hands on Thornbridge Manor. Quite the shock she had when Mother arrived during breakfast. Is that everything, Mr. Whitmer?
Tell me about Zachary. Did he act strange last night?
You know, now you mention it, he was a lot more chatty than usual. He wanted to know about my connections in the publishing business. Apparently, a friend of his is writing a book, which strikes me as very peculiar. I didn't think he had any friends. Is there anything else you want to ask me?
Anything else you feel like mentioning?
I may be wrong, but I saw Mr. Fernsby, the butler, leave Zachary's room early this afternoon. And he seemed a bit startled when he saw me in the hallway. It's probably nothing. Oh, and one more thing. Please be kind to Edward. He can only take so much. Is that everything, Mr. Whitmer? I do have a lot to see to. Oh, hi, Martin. Rebecca here. I need you to dig up the contract we have with the law firm Morgan, Yates & Cohn. No.
Such a gentleman. He gave me his coat and all.
Rosie, You need to forget about Patrick. No good's gonna come of it. Stick to your own kind.
You mean like Chris? He treated me like shit. All he wanted to do was play his stupid video games, never any romance. I deserve romance.
Rosie,
Hello.
tell me what you did last night.
I'm in trouble, aren't I? I spent the evening with Patrick. We met after dinner and I went home at 1 in the morning. He said he needed someone real to talk to. When he looks at you, it makes you feel like the center of the universe. Like a real princess.
But now he just ignores her.
Well, he's under a lot of pressure.
He's an idiot. That's what he is.
That is the door to Mr. Fernsby's office.
That's a little too close.
Professor Edward Carlyle, can you tell me your whereabouts for last night?
Oh, yes, this dreadful business with Zachary. I stay at the local inn. You see, I prefer not to spend the night here at Thornbridge Manor. My brother Gregory came along for a nightcap. He'd never admit it, but I think he understands that I find this whole thing upsetting and wanted to provide some comfort. I believe we went to the Stag's Head around 8:30. If that's all,
Can you tell me about Zachary's behavior last night?
I certainly didn't expect him to commit suicide. Sure, he was upset by Mother's supposed death. We were. But he seemed more engaged than usual. You should ask Rebecca. They had a long talk. Did you know that he hadn't left Thornbridge Manor in nearly 50 years? His plants, Mother, and the staff, all the company he had. Anything else I can do to help?
Did you notice anything else out of the ordinary?
You mean apart from the fact that we came here to bury our mother and she shows up alive and kicking? Zachary found dead in his bed this morning? Or perhaps that the planned funeral is still taking place and I have to do the eulogy? And Mother will surely have a strong opinion on it afterwards. I can't breathe. Excuse me. Yeah, hi, Cassie. It's me again. Edward. I know I'm not supposed to leave you messages, and this is the last time, I promise. It's just, I don't know how to handle this whole situation. I don't think I can, really. I can't be like this. My eyes are not working properly. Look, you can't tell anyone. But look, the thing is,
I shouldn't gossip, but that Emma woman is a tad too... busy for my taste.
Tell me.
Golden now, but not dead.
She would definitely want to read it, and no matter what I just know she'll be disappointed.
portrait photographer check out. You verified his identity.
I vetted him thoroughly. He's good.
That is the door to Rebecca's room.
You must have been in some incredibly dangerous situation.
I should get back to
That door leads to Emma and Gregory's room.
Oh, don't be stupid. Stop acting like you're a grown woman.
Now this is interesting, 47. A letter from Emma's mother stating that Emma is the illegitimate child of Alexa's late older brother, Montgomery. And listen to this. She claims to have witnessed Alexa and Zachary murder him. The plot thickens. A keychain pendant for the greenhouse. What's that doing in Emma and Gregory's room, I wonder? And why is the key missing?
Like a
So I
Mr.
think,
Fern's like,
yeah,
all right,
what you said.
later.
How tall are you? You could be a model, you know.
Right.
I'm feeling
That American lawyer is
Please be more careful, sir.
No hard feelings, sir, but you need to leave, all right? Can't let you through.
No need to panic.
No, I need it immediately. Yes, I'll hold. Yes, I'm still here. It doesn't exist. What do you mean it doesn't exist? Right. I'll double check and get back to you.
looks like you're... Oh, yeah!
This all confirms that Arthur Edwards stole everything from Madame Carlyle. Perhaps you should let her know how bad it is, 47. I can see from the log that Rebecca was in a conference call from 9 p.m. to midnight last night.
You want to check on the undertaker in charge of the funeral? I got word he's upset with Madame Carlyle.
Everything's in order.
Looking good today, sir.
Any temps on today?
Talk to Mr. Fernsby. He's in charge. I can't forget his eyes.
They were so swollen, it didn't even look like Zachary. I've never seen a dead body before.
It must have been awful. Do you think it was a suicide?
I don't know. Madame Carlyle certainly doesn't think so. Why else would she have asked that detective to come
But murder. Was the blood?
No, not that I saw. All I can think about is those swollen eyes.
Real soul.
First time here?
Yep.
Yeah, it's impressive, all right.
A safe in Madame Carlyle's office. I bet that's where she keeps the file on Arthur Edwards.
Just keep calm.
Peculiar icons above the safe. I wonder if they might be some sort of a code. Maybe have a look around the office, 47.
Hello, sir.
phone, you coward. How dare you? You're a traitor. You're overreaching your competency. You are way over your head. And I will make you pay cash on that.
How are you?
Mr. Fernsby?
Mr. Whitmer, you have enough evidence to present your case for Madame Carlyle?
No, not yet.
Come and see me when you do.
Can't you just relax for a minute?
And that solicitor upstairs. Why do you think he's here?
I should
Put a pin
let
in
you
it.
get back
Yeah.
to...
Sorry.
Mr. Guttenberg, hello. Yeah, listen. Listen.
On top of everything, Rosie thinks she's in love with young Patrick. And that's a breaking heart. Alexa, back from the dead, a mystery funeral, a murder. bad news, I'm afraid. We don't have any extra fuses. Ethel looked everywhere.
Oh, you've got to be kidding. Do you mind? I need to be left alone, okay? What are you doing? You gotta leave right now. Please. You've got to be kidding me. No power, no portrait.
Oh, Madame Carlyle will be furious.
So, Madame Carlyle wants a pic.
She expects the family photo to be done any moment now.
I need this shoot to happen, okay? And I need it to be perfect. Take a piece from another box.
I guess we could do that.
Good. I'll finish setting up, and then we'll grab the fuse just before you call down the family.
Good. Yeah, that's a good plan.
Such a bunch of old junk. Must be 100 years old at least. I don't know how the Brits can stand it.
I'll never get how the rich do things. All this fuss for a pretend funeral. And why not do a photo shoot because we're all gathered? Talk about messed up multitasking. And who's carrying the load? I'll tell you who. Us.
Make sure the edges are sharp. No weeds on the gravel. I could go on and on. Oh no!
I guess we could do that.
Good. I'll finish setting up, and then we'll grab the... Good. I'll finish setting up, and then we'll grab the fuse just before you call down the family.
Good. Yeah, that's a good plan.
It feels like I can't breathe in there. The tension is off the charts.
Everything needs to be ready for the funeral. It needs to look good for the family portrait. I can feel that.
Hey, wait a minute.
Oh, God.
I guess we could do that.
Good. I'll finish setting up, and then we'll grab the fuse just before you call down the family.
Good. Yeah. It's just typical that Annie gets to help the photographer. But work, that's all I can do.
Frank is busting out all around.
This seriously needs to step into this century. It's not safe at all.
like Madame Carlyle to do something like this. Desperate times call for desperate measures.
I don't believe for a second that Zachary committed suicide.
We'd only just run through his plan for the spring seedlings yesterday.
Yes, sure. But he was upset.
Sounds like the power's back up. Why don't you take a picture to test it?
It works. I'm ready for the shoot.
Perfect. I'll call the family down now then.
Excellent, 47. Madame Carlyle is on her way down for the family photo shoot. Let's see if any memorable moments will play out in front of the camera.
Edward, you can't let Mother get to you like this.
You've always been immune to
You
her.
must have quite the portfolio.
I'm the youngest. Guess I just flew under the radar when it came to her attention.
I don't think so. She really respects you.
Stop praising her approval. You're nearly 50, Edward.
It's just in front of the fountain.
I'm such a loser.
But you're not. You're a professor, you're artistic, you've got your music. I mean, that's really something.
It's not exactly expanding the Carlyle Empire, though. But thanks. That does help a little.
Hi, good afternoon.
I expect you to be efficient. I have a lot to see to today.
I'll do my best.
Listen, everyone. I understand that you have a lot of questions. Please be patient for a little longer. I will address you in the sitting room afterwards. Right, get in position. Let's get this over with.
Chin up, Edward. No one wants to look at that long face.
You're such an idiot, Gregory.
I'm fine, Rebecca.
Fine. You look like a nervous wreck.
Stop bickering.
Well, Mother, you certainly know how to lighten the mood. Could we have one more? We're having such...
That will be enough. No need to spend the entire day here. Please, everybody, go to the sitting room. I need to speak to you all. I want to stress that I expect absolute discretion about everything.
Would you like some help
witnessed
writing
today.
the eulogy?
No one will ever know
I
I
can draw
was
something
here.
up in 15
Good.
minutes.
Are you coming, Mummy?
I just need some fresh
I
air.
must do it on my own.
I'll be in shortly. You go in.
God, I'll never understand. Whenever you go out this way, stop, left, she's equally hard on the two of you, don't you see? It doesn't make any difference how you behave. Turned up. Seeing that you headed the family off, it is only fitting, she said. Gregory.
Zachary's diary. This is big. He was about to confess to the world that he and Alexa murdered their older brother Montgomery 46 years ago. And apparently, Mr. Fernsby helped make the murder look like an accident. And 47, the handwriting doesn't match the suicide letter in his room, proving he didn't write it himself.
Painkillers. Lethal if you use enough of them.
But not the poison used to kill Zachary. Of course, Madame Carlyle doesn't know that. Are you considering to frame the butler, 47? Mr. Fernsby clearly didn't commit the murder, but I think you have enough evidence to convince Madame Carlyle he did. Maybe you should tell him you are ready to present your findings. Unless, of course, you want to do some more detecting, 47?
Yes, I expected as much.
They certainly are strange, dear. I suppose we'll never get an explanation. It's not our place.
I wish he'd hurry up. This place is sucking the life out of me.
It won't hurt you to relax for a bit.
Now, Zachary won't get to see the residential Meridian plot. They were his favourites.
I understand why.
Broken lab equipment. It looks like it was recently used, though.
This is a table showing lethal dosages for the poison used to kill Zachary.
Something is circled 47. Female, age 65 to 79, 60 to 64 kilograms. I'd say Madame Carlyle is next in line for a poisoning. You have uncovered enough evidence to tell Madame Carlyle that Emma is the murderer. Quite the detective, 47. I'm impressed. Emma Carlyle in the greenhouse. How curious. I suggest you go tell Mr. Fernsby. Unless you think there are more secrets to uncover.
Everything needs to be ready for the funeral. It needs to look good for the family portrait.
I'm ready to present my conclusion.
Very well. Let's talk in my office.
Looking good today, sir.
Who's been at the safe? So, Mr. Whitmer, you've reached a conclusion. Take a seat. Please, go ahead.
The butler, Mr. Fernsby, killed Zachary.
Fernsby? Oh, you've got that wrong. He would never do such a thing. He is the most loyal man I have ever met.
I found pills in his office that matches the poison that killed your brother. Furthermore, I found Zachary's notebook, half-burned, in Mr. Fernsby's fireplace. It showed that Zachary intended to publish a written confession to a murder the two of you committed nearly 50 years ago. The murder of your older brother, Montgomery.
That's outrageous. We did no such thing.
No need to feign innocence. I know a killer when I see one, and my discretion is assured. The papers also described how Mr. Fernsby helped you stage the murder of Montgomery as an accident. I believe he killed Zachary not to be exposed as an accomplice to murder.
Sweet Fernsby. You are wrong, Mr. Whitmer. He did not do it to protect himself. He did it to protect the Carlyle legacy. Mr. Fernsby, like myself, understands that sacrifices must be made to secure stability and prosperity. Mr. Whitmer, I'd appreciate it if your findings never leave this room. I understand Fernsby's actions, and there is no need for them to have more consequences than they already have. Fernsby was very fond of Zachary, and I'm sure his decision will haunt him to the day he dies. About your reward, have you considered an amount?
I want the file you have on Arthur Edwards.
Arthur Edwards, the Constant.
Your niece, Emma Carlyle, murdered your brother Zachary.
My niece? Emma is not my niece. She's my daughter-in-law.
And your niece. Emma is the illegitimate child of your late older brother Montgomery, who you and Zachary killed 46 years ago.
That's preposterous.
You asked me to find out what happened to Zachary. Would you rather not know?
No. No, go on.
I found a letter from Emma's mother, Jane, who was the fiancée of your older brother at the time of his death. She witnessed how you and Zachary pushed him off the balcony. She believed you did it to steal the Carlyle empire from her and her unborn child. And she raised Emma to reclaim what she lost. Marry your heir, Gregory, get revenge, and secure the Carlyle empire for her bloodline generations to come.
Emma is the daughter of Montgomery and that local girl, Jane.
She is.
Well, the girl got it wrong. I didn't steal anything. I did what was necessary to protect the future of the Carlyles. Montgomery wasn't cut out to take over from father. All heart and no balls.
Emma used the funeral gathering to speed up her installment as the lady of the house, seizing the opportunity to stage Zachary's suicide. She did her homework, used a poison made from one of Zachary's rare plants, found old floor plans from Thornbridge Manor to gain access to his room through a secret passage.
That scheming bitch.
More than you think. I found proof that she will try to poison you next.
Well, I'll have to take care of that. Thank you, Mr. Whitmer. You have not disappointed. I promised you I would reward you generously if you solved the case. So, what do you suggest?
I want the file you have on Arthur Edwards.
Edwards, the Constant. But how do you... Oh, I see. I expected you might show up. But to kill me, not help me. But I've been wrong on so many things lately, so why not this one? I will give you the file on Edwards. You've earned it. I don't suppose I could convince you to deal with my daughter-in-law now you're here. I would like to see her dead. No? What a shame. I'll have to see to it some other way then. file you want is in the safe. God, I hope you meet Edwards and make him hurt.
Good work, 47. That's the file on Arthur Edwards secured. Time to take care of Madame Carlyle. Mission complete. Well done, 47.
Side you haven't seen before.
I need help! Please, somebody help me!
Coy, Sam. Aren't you?
No,
I
you
should
should
probably.
probably,
Right. Yeah.
yeah.
Sorry.
'47. They're everywhere. Go, get out! It's the Constantine. Shit!
Don't respond, just listen. Diana can't help you now. You need to find Olivia. She will know what to do. I wish there had been more time.
And then there were none. Thank you, Miss Burnwood. Now, it's my turn.
Stay down. Boss wants you alive.
Yeah? How about now?
Over here! Cover me!
Walk away!
Or what? You gonna take us all on?
Don't.
Tell the Constant to start running!
You think you've won? 47 is out there. And 47 never misses his mark.
found something. Buenos Aires International Airport this morning. Now watch this.
Heralds.
Trail ends at the airport, but turns out that a top Providence operative owns a vineyard in the area. Don Yates, of infamous New York law firm Morgan, Yates & Cohn. And get this, is hosting his retirement party today.
She's infiltrated them. She's sending a message. She needs my help.
Could have fooled me.
You don't know her.
Anyway, if you're going after her, you'll need to deal with the Herald. Her name's Tamara Vidal, former CIA asset and political firebrand. She's a master of surveillance and the Constant's most trusted aide. She'll have eyes everywhere. You won't get far as long as she's in the game.
Why are you telling me this? I thought you were out.
Yeah. Old habits, I guess. Anyway, I need to go. See you around, 47.
No, you won't.
Because you're not an idiot. Let's just humor him. Yates likes his little games. Don't be long.
You got my message.
You'd never get caught on camera. Not unless you wanted to be seen. So what's the play?
You're not the only one who's been busy, 47. I'm this close to becoming the next Constant. I'll be able to dismantle Providence from the inside. Only one man stands in my way. Don Yates. That weasel was the partner's legal counsel for years. He's the top candidate. But remove him from the playing field.
It won't work. If Edward suspects...
I will convince him you acted alone. Retaliation for Grey. Trust me, I know what I'm doing.
The Herald, Tamara Vidal. She has eyes everywhere, and they're all fixed on you. The plan won't work unless we take her out.
She never leaves my side for long. Whatever your plan is, I'll help you if I can.
You're sure about this?
As sure as I'll ever be. Here, I got you an invitation, just like old times. Come find me when it's done. Good luck, 47. Like I said, we'll talk again when it's done.
Ready, Pam? 3, 2, 1, and...
For more than 2 decades, New York-based...
Mr. Yates? It's Aaron, sir, from the firm. I came as quickly as I could.
Can let you pass.
Yes, sir, I have the files. Sorry it took so
You
long, but
heard
I
him.
had to access
You
our
can't
remote
hang
server to
around,
print
you
everything, and
pussy.
I couldn't get my VPN to... Right. Sorry, sir. I'll be right inside.
broke out, originating with notorious affluent defense of murder.
Oh my lord, is that a Giracuckoo? I've always wanted to see one in the wild. Oh, Gretchen will be so jealous. Here, little buddy. Come on. Look at that.
America is this. Has Morgan Yates Intelligence finally run out of steam? I am Pam Kingsley reporting live from Mendoza, Argentina on CNN News.
Not good enough, man. Not even close. Get out of here.
That's right. You can't stay here.
Nothing personal, but I'm gonna pat you down if you want through. Security shit, you know. This'll just take a second, man. All right, good job, my man. Thank you.
Sure they're up for this? I don't want to piss off someone who could take my head off from 1,000 yards away.
They're bored out of their wits. Go on, just do something. It'll be fun.
Hey, let's see. I'll fetch that waterman. Hold on. And fetch. Go on then. Seven. Morgan. What should we do? Let's put you in the job. Find that very dangerous to actually. Good, man.
Aaron Ford Jr. Don Yates is expecting me.
Okay. Right this way, Mr. Ford.
Is there nobody? Nobody? I mean, compared to some of the other power players at the party,
A former lobbyist, a political advisor. Why would Mr. Yates waste his time on a bunch of low-level bureaucrats? Even if they all wear the same weird...
You look like a lawyer, all right. You got that killer instinct.
It's a gift.
Mr. Edwards, John Yates. I have received your letter.
Hey there!
I merely
Whoa,
called to
sorry.
express my
Sorry.
regrets.
I thought you were someone else.
To make it to the party. Rest assured that I will extend our new herald the warmest welcome. Amongst food and steaks,
You can set up your shop in here. Mr. Yates will be right with you.
Mr. Yates has always stayed in the brownstone in Brooklyn. This climate never did agree.
Yeah, hey, bro.
This isn't going away, my love. It falls on me as constant to protect Providence against all threats, even his bad decisions.
So let's treat this like a court. The same problem is a material witness to lots of people and you need to get rid of them. Walk me through your strategy.
That's course of action now. I've called in one of the firm's junior partners to pick up the dirt. Burnwood. And the blame falls on the floor. Yes, that is the crutch. right to work on my closing statement. Thank you, my love. I really would be lost without you. Mr. West, Don Yates. I'm afraid you caught me at an inopportune... Slow down, Mr. West. I can't understand a word you're... Excuse me? Oh, Mr. West, not again. What is it with you and joggers? No, that's not how it works. We never use the same strategy twice. Not even in a different state, no.
Mr. Yates, I have your files right here.
About time. You can set up shop in the ground floor guest room. I'll be right with you.
right. All good.
Good evening, sir.
Hello?
It was a short stint, but they made their mark.
Tell me you did
The
it.
Ark Society will never be the same.
Okay. I didn't forget the
Hello
Asado
there.
torch, Miguel.
Pablo. Madre de Dios. Why do you have to be such a baby all the time? Mr. Yates' gates are waiting. What are we supposed to tell him? That dinner is late because the Yosa brothers forgot the torch for the damn asado pit?
It's just a stupid torch. I'm sure someone's gonna like Miguel.
It's traditional. Hey, look, Dave.
Sir.
It was a short stint, but they made their mark. The Ark Society will never be the same.
Hola, señor. Tell me you didn't, Pablo. Tell me you didn't forget the asado torch.
Okay. I didn't forget the Asado torch, Miguel.
But you did, though. Didn't you, Pablo? Madre de Dios. Why do you have to be such a baby all the time? Mr. Yates' gates are waiting. What are we supposed to tell him? That dinner is late because the Yosa brothers forgot the torch for the damn asado pit?
It's just a stupid torch. I'm sure someone's gonna like Miguel.
It's traditional. Look, I'm not gonna explain it to you, little brother. Just find another torch. Don't care how. Before with a laughing stock.
Yeah, sure, okay.
Why Mother prefers him, I will never understand.
I'm saying, no other law firm has this kind of brand penetration.
So, people all over the world know that Morgan Yates and Cohen are a bunch of soulless assholes. Good for you.
Yeah, no, not good. Great. 94% of my cases never go to trial. Why? Because the moment the other side hears the name of Morgan, Yates, and Cohen, they know shit's about to get ugly. They know they're entering a Category 5 shit hurricane, and they can either settle or get neck deep in that chunky brown water.
And here I was so looking forward to the buffet.
Yeah, the Chelsea Whitmore trial gave us some notoriety. Ken the Brick Morgan's affluenza defense is the stuff of legends. But really,
Good evening.
it was the documentary about Van Orton tobacco that made us a household name. Van Orton sponsor.
What are we doing here, Dex?
Hey there, big guy.
The glass of red, please.
Here,
Any luck on that Pinot Noir?
I'm afraid not. Wait, people! Gotta find a bathroom right now!
Let's rejoin the fun.
Fine by me.
You're bugging me, Scrum.
Long time no see.
Qué bonito día, ¿eh? ¿Verdad?
Nothing quite spoils a party like your guests' inexplicable...
Corvo, got a message from the boss. Duty calls.
Let me guess, the Burnwood woman.
That's right. Yates has arranged for the chief winemaker to take Burnwood and Tamara Vidal on a grand tour of the estate. Wants you to tag along.
And not for my sparkling personality. This Burnwood woman sure has his panties in a twist. Wonder what the deal is.
Yates' business is his business. Just get yourself ready and sign into the visitor center. Oh, have a drink on my behalf.
I don't drink. Makes me sentimental.
A private tour of the estate. Diana, Vidal, and this fixer, Corvo Black. Black is a threat, but also an opportunity. Yates's own machinations are inconsequential. Joining the tour will give access to Vidal, away from the crowd.
mind if we stop by security?
Don't suppose I have a choice.
I'm more of a beer man myself, but if Yates wants to bring the Heralds closer together and play a modern cause,
Please don't. Oh!
What?
Some notoriety. Ken the Brick Morgan's affluenza defense.
Hi, sir.
I'm really starting to get hungry.
Right. I kind of want to get a second drink, but on an empty stomach, made that mistake one too many times. Iris Washington or these girls wrong. Why?
No, they were discreet about it. I caught a glimpse of a body bag, but...
Have fun.
Hello there, and welcome to the Yates One.
Corvo Black. I'm on the tour.
Right, Mr. Black. Welcome. Miss Burnwood and Miss Vidal will meet you down by the wine fields. I trust you know the way.
I can find my way around.
Enjoy the tour.
one of the most gifted surveillance specialists ever to graduate from camp.
Over here.
You two must be Burnwood and Vidal.
And you must be Yates's garbage man. Sorry, but I didn't catch your name.
This is Corvo Black, Tamara. He's a ICA regular.
I only work with the best.
Well, we're all here, it seems. Except for our guide, the chief winemaker. Looks like we're stuck here until someone fetches him. Mr. Black, I'm looking in your direction.
Hold on. I'll track him down.
Attaboy. Do try and bring him back in one piece. Counterintuitive as that may be.
That was a bit rude.
Yes. Yes, it was.
What? You have some guests waiting. Senor Yates wanted you to give them a grand tour. Remember?
If I don't have more important things to do than babysit Yates' socialite friends, it's
only harvest season.
Better do what he says, Patron. Big shot New York lawyer like that. Don't want to get on the bad side.
Well, I'm not going anywhere until I have decided if they drop his wife or picking. Bring me the 3 Malbec grapes, okay? Yates has lied how I prioritize. To weigh me down with concrete and close me off a bridge. How's that?
3 grapes, was it? I'll get my picking knife.
Loving care by local experts. We have only one purpose. Make the best wines in Argentina and beyond.
I left it right.
I was an attorney for 4 decades.
Diago's planning to go to Spain? So much for lucky number 43. Think I need you something like pelotudo?
We were here.
Pues, caray. Tanto.
Este hombre no tiene la menor idea de lo que está hablando. Para hacer la bandeja no se hace así. ¿De dónde sacó que se le pone ensalada, que se le pone
Hey, yo, partner. Eso.
Do you think they're talking about us?
What am I doing here?
Mr. Vargas, I have the 3 grapes you requested.
Yes, good. Bring him here.
Now, let's see. A lovely inky black color.
¿Qué? ¿Quieres un peso?
Now, let's see. A lovely inky black color. Good size, large and firm. Seeds brown. Excellent. And finally, taste. Sweet, flavorful, robust tannins. Some floral notes. Marvelous. Why, I say these
Hola,
grapes are ripe for
guapo.
harvest.
Looking
Inform
good,
the
huh?
workers, will you, Ramon? I have a third to contact.
Will do.
Don't hold your breath. Vidal is a true believer. Fiercely loyal to the cause.
Ah, my fellow wine lovers. Hello.
Yeah, hey.
Welcome to Viñeda Yates. I do apologize for the delay, but the Malbec grape is a demanding mistress. So, I am Gabriel Vargas, Chief Winemaker, and I will be your tour guide. Any questions before we start?
Yes, but you're not going to like them.
We're good. Lead the way, Senor Vargas.
Wonderful. Follow me. These are busy times. In fact, we're just about to harvest this year's crop. Great expectations.
Hey.
So, how do you like Argentina?
Like everywhere else. Full of Americans.
First stop on the tour is the production floor, where our prize-winning Malbec grapes are processed. We insist on steaming every grape by hand, which means that during harvest season, the grapes do tend to pile up. Luckily, we have plenty of storage space. Our equipment is state-of-the-art, including an industrial-sized freezer unit, and last but not least, our trusty grape crusher.
Interesting. Wouldn't you say, Mr. Black?
Follow me, please.
Are you a wine man, Black? Somehow you don't seem the type.
Oh, I believe Mr. Black here is something of a jack of all trades. Isn't that so?
I dabble.
I see. I just thought Yates might be sending a message. My mistake.
So, have any of you been to our vineyard before?
Only on business.
Next on our tour is the fermentation atrium, where the wine goes through its primary stage of fermentation. In these big open tanks, yeast converts the sugars in the wine to alcohol, in a process that lasts between 5 and 15 days. This is also where we squeeze the mass into a fine juice using our grape presser before the longer secondary stage of fermentation.
Fascinating.
Now, before we move on, do any of you have questions?
How about you, Mr. Black? You look like you have something on your mind.
I have a question. It's... perhaps we can take a closer look.
Certainly. Lead the way.
What can you tell me about this device? Grape presser, was it?
That is correct, senor. After primary fermentation, the mass is pressed through a fine filter, leaving only the flesh and skins behind. I should add that grape stomping, the iconic practice of crushing grapes with your bare feet, is historically rare and mostly a tourist gimmick. But you are most welcome to try. Imagine you're a grape.
Thanks. I'll pass.
Go on. I'll take a picture of the three of you.
Oh, come on, Tamara. When in Rome.
Fine.
Say queso.
May I see that, Mr. Vargas? I believe I blinked.
So, this is what the little guy feels like.
No, all good. Looks like one for the mantle.
Anything else you wish to know? There's really no trouble.
What can you tell me about this grape crusher?
Well, as the name implies, it crushes the steamed grapes into a thick pulp or must by a powerful rotating cylinder. She is one of the most important appliances in our production pipeline.
Have you had any workplace accidents?
What? Fall into the vat and get crushed to a pulp? You'd have to be a bona fide idiot. Waste of space, if you ask me.
Yes, well, fortunately, we have had none of that. So if there's no further questions?
No way.
Isn't someone else supposed to be doing this?
Must turn.
What can you tell me about this grape crusher?
Well, as the name implies, it crushes the steamed grapes into a thick pulp or must by a powerful rotating cylinder. She is one of the most important appliances in our production pipeline.
Have you had any workplace accidents?
What? Fall into the vat and get crushed to a pulp? You'd have to be a bona fide idiot. Waste of space, if you ask me.
Yes, well, fortunately, we have had none of that. So if there's no further questions?
can you tell me about this grape crusher?
Well, as the name implies, it crushes the steamed grapes into a thick pulp or must by a powerful rotating cylinder. She is one of the most important appliances in our production pipeline.
Have you had any workplace accidents?
Well, fall into the vat and get crushed to a pulp, you'd have to be a bona fide idiot. Waste of space, if you ask me.
Yes, well, fortunately, we have had none of that. So if there's no further questions...
Huh?
Ah, yes. I just love to clean up old mess. What happened to your colleague?
Urgent call. Something about work. I don't think she'll be coming back.
Oh, well. I'm sure she can find her way out.
Now, the temperature and humidity in the barrel room is all controlled by the ventilation system. State of the art.
Hey, bud.
Sweet.
Wow.
How do you operate?
It's not unreasonable.
Think about it.
It's done. Now what?
Now, we strike at the heart.
Edwards. You know how to find him, don't you?
Why, Edwards finds you, 47. He is untraceable, and he never lets you forget it. He is cocky, and that will be his downfall.
What's the plan?
Too many eyes. Meet me at the Olive Grove at sunset. One last tango, 47.